There's nothing more disappointing than seeing a very unique and great company in the third party space basically crumble into oblivion. And I'm talking about Unique Toys. And their last two releases have been not good. Not good to the point where I have not purchased them. And so, as of the Stinger, which I was disappointed in, and after seeing a couple of reviewers review it, I was just like, man, so I ended up not getting it, and I'm not feel like I'm missing out. I don't have any FOMO over it, even though I would really have liked to have had a Stinger on my shelf. And another thing is I really would like to have Bumblebee representation. Now, I do have the Dakar movie masterpiece Bumblebee from the Bumblebee 2007 movie. I do have that Bumblebee, but I would like to have a Camaro version. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get one, at least not from one of my favorite companies, Unique Toys. And I'm really, really bummed out that Unique Toys I don't know what's going on. And I don't want to blame it on anything initially that like designers, because I don't know this information. I don't know if they've changed designers, if they lost designers. I don't know. What I do know is that in some retrospect, Unique Toys has teamed up with Magic Square, and I think those in the third-party space have come to just realize that DX9 and Unique Toys is basically the same company. So it's interesting to me that they have teamed up with Magic Square. You can actually head over to Magic Square's official website and you can purchase Unique Toys and DX9 stuff. So that's very interesting. So we're going to take a look at this Unique Toys R-11 Buzz Guardian, their representation of, I believe, the Last Night Bumblebee. I believe it's the Last Night Bumblebee. And now, as you're looking at this first picture, you're saying, Majin, I don't understand what you mean. Like, what is wrong with this? Like, it looks fantastic. And it does look fantastic. And it's probably well engineered and well painted. But let me show you why I am unhappy with this. Do you see something? Do you guys notice anything about this that is lazy? It is unforgivable, and it's just terrible. First of all, that yellow does not look like it's been painted. It looks like it's just yellow plastic. It doesn't have any gloss to it. And there's another thing, and I wonder if there's two really big spiky things that are kind of poking out that are just something that Bumblebee doesn't have. Have you figured it out yet? If not, you would be correct if you pointed out to those two ridiculous rotors on his back with spikes and little disc. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what? I don't understand. It's a third party adaptation of a design from a film that was released probably 10 years ago now. Okay, I think the Last Night was over 10 years ago now. And you might go, well, I don't know what the problem is. The problem is that Bumblebee never had those. And what's also even worse about that is that this is basically the Stinger design. This is basically the Stinger engineering. All they did was change the deco, like the outer shell, to be I believe it's a Camaro, and it's yellow, and then a different head sculpt. Like, look, Hasbro does it. We know Hasbro does it. Takara does it. I mean, Hasbro doesn't just do it with Transformers. They do it with Marvel Legends. McFarlane does it with his DC line. A lot of toy companies reuse the same assets, the same molding with slight retoolings. Sometimes they just repaint it and put a new head sculpt on it, call it a different character. It's not unknown to us in the Transformers community, especially those of us who are fans of the Dottinson brothers. You've got the Seekers, the same mold, 3 different colors. You've got the Autobots. You got 3 characters, all basically the same car. There's lots of characters like that in Transformers G1, in Armada. There's lots of characters. A lot of times we call them drone characters. But we've had some characters that are like the same model, but they're different characters, but they look the same. But in this case, yes, in the movie, Stinger was supposed to be, I think KSI was the name of the engineering company in the movie, that was, copying Bumblebee, and it was supposed to be an upgraded Bumblebee and so much better than Bumblebee. But it doesn't, it would have made sense if they had released the Bumblebee first and then the Stinger came out, and the Stinger was basically a small retooling Bumblebee, adding the spikes that he had in the movie. But the fact that Bumblebee this is not accurate. This is not an accurate representation of the character, which is a bummer, because Unique Toys has always been the most like accurate to the movies. Like the other companies have tried it, like Alien Attack. It's been doing pretty good. I do have the Shatter from Metagate, and I do have the Drift, but I'm hoping to get the Dropkick if it ever gets released. I don't know what's going on with that. But the problem with Metagate is that so far they've done triple changers, and while so Shatter, I did transform into I did not transform it into the jet. I did transform it from vehicle mode to robot mode, and then I kind of was like, and kind of stopped there, you know. I'll probably eventually transform it into vehicle mode. Drift wasn't happening. The airplane mode, the helicopter mode sucks. But let me just show this. This upsets me. This upsets me. And how hard would it have been just to pull these pins off? Like, I get it. Like, maybe they molded it and it's part of the mold, you know, but just pull it off. Like, it's not. And even that gun, maybe the gun's accurate, but yeah. And then even worse of off, they even show, tell me that is not the same mold. It is the same mold. It's the same. Okay. So yeah. Okay. It's the standard Camaro. It's not the black version. So this might be, well, no, because, and then here's the thing. It cleans up pretty well. It does clean up really well. And you can argue that I could probably pop those off. It does have a battle mask. No, it doesn't have a battle mask. No battle mask. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see any battle mask. Like I'm just really, really upset. Really, really upset that it doesn't have. And it's not even. It's weird because this is an MP scale, but it's 7 inches, so it's a smaller MP scale figure. But I'm just really upset. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it does say it comes with a replacement helmet piece, but it doesn't have any pictures of it. Just an arm blade, 2 sets of spike wheels, which just pisses me off, and 2 sets of vehicle-mounted missiles. Like, I think the missiles were actually accurate to the movie, but I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm overreacting? And here's an even better one. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Do you guys want me to get this and actually take a look at it? Maybe it's actually good. Like I said, I'm going off of the opinion from other reviewers that I saw and stuff like that. So maybe I'm just not being fully committed here. And here's the thing. I could get Stinger and I can get Bumblebee, and I'd probably just leave them in vehicle. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'd probably just leave them in robot mode on my shelf and be like, good, I got the representations, even though they may not be the best representations. The problem is nobody else is doing movie figures. Like, there was a small, like, early, I wouldn't say it was like early 2018, like right around 2017, 2018, there was like this big push that I felt anyway, that when I was getting into the game of third-party masterpiece in late 2016, early 2017, my collection was like, well, I was going to kind of shift it to movie stuff. I do like the movies. I do like the designs, and I know there's people that hate the designs and they hate everything about it because it's not G1. But here's the thing. I love all Transformers. It doesn't matter what generation or iteration is. I'm a fan of all of it. I may not like certain designs versus others. Like, example, I don't like Wheeljack that they did in the movie, or Q. I don't own it. I didn't buy it. But I do like Prime, I did like Bumblebee, and I did like Ironhide and Ratchet. I did like a lot of the villains. I did like the Last Knight Prime design, and I did like how they did the Dinobots. Were they not to traditional G1? Of course they're not. Of course they weren't. But sometimes when you're adapting something for a new audience, sometimes you have to let go of G1. Like, for example, if they were to do like a live action version of Armada, would I want the designs to look exactly like they did in Armada? No. Would I like to be like, okay, would I like to see Prime transform with his trailer into a cool robot super mode? Yes. Would it have to look exactly like that? No. That's what I'm just getting at here. So anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want me to buy this, I'll buy it. If not, if I don't hear anything within like about a week or so, by maybe a week after this video has been released, if I don't see at least 1 or 2 comments saying, yeah, buy it, then I'll just like move on, because I'm not missing this. But it's just unfortunate because I don't think anybody else is going to do a movie stuff. And I don't know if something happened, if it's people are just not, because here's the thing, like most of the stuff like third-party Transformers is marketed more to people in Japan, which is why the movie stuff is popular, and the G1 stuff is popular. But for some reason, like, I feel like we're in a rut right now, like, and that might be something to talk about in a later date, but I just feel like Transformers in general, like, in terms of, like, masterpiece scale, I feel like it's, even Legend stuff, I feel like it's just slowing down, like, it's, like, it's just slowing down, like, yeah, we're in this Devastator war right now, we have a Computron coming, I'm hoping that an Abomination comes, we're still waiting on a Defensor from X-Transbots. You know, there's a lot of missing pieces still that are kind of just still lingering out there. But, like, when I jumped into the game in 2007, especially 2018, man, there were so many options, so many different pieces that I could buy that I couldn't buy at all. Plus, I was broke and poor at the time, so I was only getting, like, 1 or 2 figures every 3 or 4 months. Now I feel like I'm buying 2 or 3 figures a month. But it's drying up, and it's not necessarily like there's no options, or like I've got all the options I want. There are still figures that I would like to have in my collection that nobody's just making them. And it's unfortunate. And it is true that perhaps maybe Unique Toys just was too good in their first initial go at this. And because of that, nobody's even bothered to even try. Like, I still haven't gotten the masterpiece, I believe it was the Dark of the Moon Megatron, because I haven't decided, you know, it's a $300 figure, so do I get the Unique Toys one? Do I get the Alien Attack one? And I think there was one other one. And I don't think anybody's even made, I think there might have been one made of the first movie Megatron, which I'm not that interested in getting, but I would be interested in getting the truck, the Gaster truck Megatron. And I do have the Dragoon, you know, and stuff like that. And Unique Toys is doing the 07 Optimus design. And I'm worried about it now because it looks good, but it's all render CADs. But they've already given me 2 figures now that have not been great, just from aesthetically looking at them, and then basically both being retooling of the same mold. And it was not a good mold. So I'm worried about it. But I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, check out this one right up here in the corner. And as always, until next time.